Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. We are so grateful that you are here, and thank you so much for joining us. And just leave some comments. This is interactive. We love hearing from you. So, anyways, my name is ABarbaraEllison, and I'm the founder of the Wellness Playroom, where wellness is about more than just not being sick. It's about being your best self ever. Anyway, so we are here today, and I'm here with my good friend and buddy, Miss Carol Henderson. So how are you doing this morning, Carol?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. It's a, hot time in the summer. So, I won't sing for you. You'll be glad. But anyway, I'm Carol Henderson, and I have Life by Design, and I firmly believe that you can design your life to be whatever you want it to be, within what God put into you. I mean, he put certain gifts and talents in you. And it's one thing I love is to dig and find out, what are those gifts? What are those talents? How can we maximize them to have our best life ever? Because as you know, when I talk about the aging experts, we want the second half of your life to be better than the first half. And so today I have brought my new friend, Ani, on. We met a few weeks ago, and she's like a pain specialist, and she's out in LA. So she has, all kinds of wonderful things to do. And I'm going to let her tell you all about that, because there is so much. So Ani, welcome to our show this morning. Pull your chair up to the breakfast table here and get your drink ready, and we'll all just sit down here and chat.
So happy to be here. Thank you, ladies. I'm so grateful to be part of your wonderful community. Thanks for inviting me, even as a guest. So a little bit about me. Yes, I am based in Los Angeles, naturally born and raised in former Soviet Union in Armenia, as you can hear from my accent. Sometimes when I do my videos, I start cracking up because I can hear the Russian accent and the Armenian accent in there. But for the past 26 plus years, I've been helping people get out of pain, not pain management. I cannot stand, you don't manage pain. You either get rid of it or you don't.
Right.
So I try to help people to get out of pain for good, so they can go back to doing all the fun stuff they love to do, even hanging out with their grandchildren, throwing a ball without throwing with one hand and holding on your back or neck with the other hand. And so in my brick and mortar business, but I also help people online with self-help techniques. There are many self-help techniques that I can walk you through or send you the video so you can do it yourself. And when you know the technique, when you need it, you have something, tool in your toolbox. I also incorporate functional nutrition. If you have pain and we cannot find the solution for your pain, then I'll look deeper in, could it be coming from your digestive issues, from constipation or whatever, look at your lab test. And then for people who want to take their health to the whole next level, then we'll do genetic testing, because based on the genes that you got from your parents, then how your body reacts to your environment. And based on your genetic makeup, we can create personalized plans that are unique to you. Lifestyle changes, dietary changes, whatever is very specific to you. So that is a little bit about me in a gist.
Yeah, and I loved what you said of making individualized plans, because you know what? There's not one solution for absolutely everybody, because we do have those factors within us. Like the other day, I was reading about exabytes of what our DNA has. Our DNA, if we took the DNA of just one person, it would be, and put it in a string, it would go double around our solar system. There is not one other person on this planet that has your unique DNA.
Agreed.
And where our DNA, and that goes into everything that makes us us. And that's why, I mean, and I love the fact that you're a prevention girl. That was me. I just said, I finally looked at my doctor 30 years ago and said, look, there's got to be a better way. You are not helping me. There's got to be a better way. There's got to, I mean, I know that my body knows how to work right. So I'm going to find it. And that was when I started with, yike, there's got to be a better way. And that's one of the gist of what Carol and I are about of this show. Is that because people don't know, you don't know what you don't know until someone else tells you something that you don't know. And if something that we say today sparks something in you, we've done our job. So that's one of our big things. And that's why we love having guests, because I'm excited to hear what you have to say, because I'm a prevention girl. So it's like, I love hearing about, and science has come a long way. Innovation has come a long way.
Agree. Yeah. No, prevention is amazing. I was listening to this podcast where they were talking about how people, especially for preventative things or like acupuncture and massage and physical therapies, a lot of times, some doctors are moving away from accepting insurances just because they get paid pennies with all the amazing service they provide.
Right.
And the way he brought it up, which I loved it, he goes, you do have car insurance, and your car insurance doesn't cover your tire rotation, your oil change, but everyone does it because it's prevention. Because why we are, as a society, we expect our prevention for our body to be covered by insurance.
Well,
good
because
point.
We're not a health care.
And to me, that was like a light bulb. Like,
that was a light bulb.
Like people take better care of their cars than they do to their bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only time they take care of their bodies when there are some symptoms.
Well, and would you drive a Ferrari and put regular gas in it?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
right.
But people
and that's
do to
what
their
people
bodies.
are doing. Our bodies are Ferraris or beyond.
Beyond.
People are putting Twinkies and ho-hos, and
I've never ever had a Twinkie. Thank God I didn't grow up in this country, because I have no clue what Twinkie is. I think it has a forever shelf life.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
It's a little like a little cake with something in it. Yeah,
with filling in it.
Has and a McDonald's burger has a forever shelf life. I mean, they have pictures of people that have put them on their desk and left them for 20, 30 years, and they still look exactly like a McDonald's burger. Didn't mold, didn't, and now they're openly talking about printed meat and, all that, all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah. No.
There's, that we have just got to get the word out that they're, now with the new innovations, like the other day, Carol and I, we were talking about, that the age expectancy by the year 2035 is going to double. Well, for those of us that are really healthy, wow, that is going to be so much fun.
yes. Not fun if you're not healthy.
But it's not fun if you're not healthy.
I have a question for you, Ani. I live in Texas. You can order blood work. Can you order it from LA?
Yes, I can order blood work pretty much every state except New York. I think it's 3 places that I'm not allowed to order blood work. It's New York. I don't know if it's Maryland and New Jersey, something. I'm not 100% sure. New York, I know for sure.
Okay.
But
I know Texas has some pretty strict laws. I mean, like our chiropractors can't write script and can't do injections here in Texas.
Well, chiropractors here cannot do injections.
Yeah, we're in one of only 3 states that a naturopath can't write prescriptions, even though they've had
depending on a naturopath.
No,
there are
all naturopaths in Texas cannot.
You're kidding. The ones that actually like ND, like 4 years school ND.
Yep.
Here they can do, they write prescription, they write in like the IV drips and everything.
Yeah, here in Texas, they can't. And there's 2 other states, because my naturopath was the one that told me that
Interesting.
and everything. Because I mean, she would write whatever that I needed, but yeah, she can't because it's and yes, she had the whole 4 years, and I think it's the last semester they choose which way they're going to go, and that's when it's decided. And so it's really the same training for the most part, and yet they don't allow them to have the perks of
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if somebody, because we have an audience that, well, is even out of the country, but mostly in the US, what would be the process for them to go through? Like, say, if Barbara or myself wanted to take advantage of your products, what's the process? Kind of walk us through what you can do, how it works, because obviously we can't run to LA every time we have.
Well, it all depends what is it we're working towards. So if you have, let's say you wake up and you have a neck pain, then definitely, we can connect. Since you're not here, we can connect over Zoom. I do Zoom session where I'll walk you through several self-help techniques to get you out of pain. That's just like a basic, I have the pain, let's get you out of pain. Okay. But when we're talking about long-term, just getting your health to the next level, as you ladies help other people, is my first thing is before you go do any blood work, because blood work is the snapshot of what's going on in your body right now. Genetic testing is the foundation. Okay, like how my body, let's say, do I have certain genes that making it so certain nutrients is probably not absorbing in my body, or maybe my phase 2 detoxification, it's slower because I do have specific genetic variants. Knowing the foundation, then we can, create like what would be the best dietary, what would be the best exercise for you that you're going to get the fastest and the long-lasting outcome. So the genetic testing, they can just go online on my website, just purchase it, which includes the testing and analysis. Once you purchase it, then you will get a kit shipped out to your house. Well, it's anywhere in the United States, shipped out to your house. It's a very simple cheek swab. Especially with COVID now, we've become masters in cheek swabbing. Yeah. So it's a cheek swab. It comes with instructions how to do it. Very simple. You swab, you put it in a container. It has the FedEx, ship it back. Everything is together. You just drop it off. Then within 3 to 5 weeks, I'll get the lab results. It's a digital report, 31-page, gorgeous report. Then we'll set up a Zoom session where I'll go over your full report. I'll simplify it. And then from there, we'll pick the top 3 most important things you should be paying attention right now, especially if you're dealing with something, you have some symptoms. Usually I like to look at their blood work also, because genetically it may say, okay, you have to pay attention, let's say the vascular system or methylation system. But I look at your blood test right now, it shows that your cholesterol is high or you're having blood sugar dysglycemia issues. I'll say, okay, you know what, genetically that's important, but right now we need to deal with your blood sugar stuff. So we'll concentrate based on what's going on with those 2. Then I'll put together top 3 dietary lifestyle changes needs to happen right now. Simplify it, the report. The report is, we record the session so they can always go back to, because every time, you hear it, something new, you listen, that you kind of, because it's very overwhelming. There's a lot of information. And then the next 2-3 months, we'll connect once a month just to go over like, okay, what you've done, what's been working, what changes we have. And then 3 months later, I say, I want another blood test just to see the changes we've been making. How does it show up in your blood work? So it's a lot of fun, a lot of interesting information come up, a lot of aha moments come up. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's what, for like me, I was just thinking about all the times that I have had blood work done. And the blood work looked great on paper, but I didn't feel good.
You know, I'm so glad you brought that up,
I
Barbara,
didn't feel good.
because if you look at what the lab ranges are, you know, you look
Right.
at your results, and then on the far right, there are the lab ranges. And if you're within those ranges, that your doctor says you're fine.
You're fine.
Well, if you look at the ranges, they're so wide, like you have to be in there unless you're really sick.
Right.
But if you look at what the lab ranges used to look like 20, 30 years ago, they're much more narrow. It seems like as the time goes on, they keep widening these ranges.
Right.
So when I became nutritionist, and then I studied functional nutrition, the functional nutrition ranges are much more narrow. That's
Right.
why I tell the clients, it's not that I'm that smart. It's just I was trained to see things differently than your doctor does.
Mhm.
Exactly.
You know, so once I look at the client's blood work, even though everything looks normal, I say, okay, you have blood sugar issues. Okay, your cholesterol is because of your thyroid is off, or you have B12 deficiency,
Right.
you have to take the folate, or you have systemic inflammation, even though it doesn't show on your thing.
Right.
Or you have allergies, or maybe parasites, maybe we need to do some other tests to dig deeper. It makes a huge difference at who looks at your blood work and how they look at.
Right. And I really truly believe that so often we have experts, we have specialists,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't take one patient and have let's get all these specialists together to see what is actually going on.
Well, that's the shame. You know, my mom ended up in a hospital after her booster shot. She was in a hospital for 40 days.
Oh, wow.
And every system function went off because they said it's her heart, it's functioning at 20%, 25% capacity. And then she had sepsis, even though they couldn't find a source of a sepsis.
Yeah.
And then they said her liver, she has fatty liver. Then it was her kidneys are, we may have to hook her up on the dialysis. And then they had to do spinal tap because they thought maybe it's meningitis. And then they said her ammonia was so high that her mind went, she was in a la la land talking all funny stuff. And that for like almost, well, she was in the hospital 40 days, first 3 weeks, that's how it was. And they were bringing this every individual specialist, which was looking at individual functions. It's like,
Right.
no, you have to look at the whole body.
How does it all work together?
Yeah.
That's like the blind man looking at the elephant.
And they couldn't, up until now, they have no idea what was wrong with her. Thank God, only couple of good things came out of it. They tested every test under the sun, and every organ function is fine now. And now my mom, actually this month is she will turn 77, and she has better blood work than people that I look at in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
But for those 40 days, all her systems went crazy. But yeah, individual. And now I take her to all her doctors because I'm sure they don't like me because I ask so many questions.
Right. But we are in charge of our own health.
Yeah. Actually, when I took her to her cardiologist, and I love because we found her, he's a preventative cardiologist.
Mm.
He's a young gentleman. And when they were doing the echo on my mom, and I could see all her heart and all the chambers and everything, I'm like, can I do that on me? Like, what would you charge if I pay you just cash and do it? He goes, wow, he goes, I wish all the people wanted to do preventative work. So on my mom's appointment, I have an appointment for myself too. I'm like, I want to see it.
Right.
I don't want to find out when it's too late, already something happened.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, like you said, prevention.
Right.
It's hell of a lot cheaper.
Right.
Yeah. But so many people will wait and like go to a doctor and take prescription meds instead
Right.
of taking a supplement or a mineral or eating good food that's not all
Because it's easy.
Right.
It's easy.
But they'll do it, but it's also because of the cost. Oh, well, my insurance pays for that. My insurance pays for that. I'm like, but is it helping you? Are you healthier doing it that way? And the answer is almost always no. No, but it's covered. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
But that's what I love, Ani. That has just rocked my world a little bit, that people pay for car insurance, but it doesn't cover tires. It doesn't cover tires.
When I heard that analogy that the doctor brought it up, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to steal this and I'm going to use it all the time.
Y'all see that meme posted on this site.
We're gonna put a meme up. Yeah. I mean, because it's absolutely the truth. Like, I look back on where my journey started. I had a sinus infection. And so they gave me something for the sinus infection. Well, that irritated my stomach. Well, so then they put me on something that to settle my stomach. Well, that gave me a yeast infection. So then I had a yeast infection. And so they put me something on that. And that offset what the medication was, because medication can fight each other. That offset. So 5 months later, I'm now on 4 different medications that are giving me side effects. I had a backache and there was nothing wrong with my back. It was the medication. And I still had the sinus infection. And that's when I looked at my doctor and I said, there has got to be a better way, because right now, 5 months we've been dealing with this. I'm now on all this medication. It's making me crazy. One of them, I came home and I said, David, to my husband, I said, David, there's something wrong. I'm fearful. I'm afraid of driving. I mean, I had trouble getting home from work today. And he said, well, maybe it's one of those medications that you're on that they've got you on. I went, okay. Well, he went and looked at the side effects. And in the small print at the very bottom, it said, can cause psychological disturbances. He said, you're done.
Amazing.
That was
amazing.
That goes back to my husband, after he had his broken back, and he was on after that and a couple of heart attacks, 23 prescriptions, not pills, 23 prescriptions. And one of those was to keep the other pills down.
Yeah.
And one of them caused his skin, like to put his hand in his pocket, his skin would peel like a blanched peach. If he forgot and put his keys in his pocket, here we are in public with me digging in his pocket, which was rather uncomfortable and stuff, digging in his pocket to get the keys. And then it came to having to do injections on his piriformis muscle, and multiple times a day if we went to town. And so here we are in a bathroom, men or women, is whichever was available, with one foot against the door, one foot bracing myself, him trying to find a place to bend over so I can get to the right spot. Because it's pretty specific of a shot. And not that, but it's not just pop it in there, but to get it into that piriformis muscle to relax it, because it was impinging the nerves. And so
you should have known me then. I can release it, walk you through it, how to release that muscle.
Well, yes, except he was not willing to do that in public. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that was like a stopgap to get us to town and back. But yes, and I need to talk to you about that, because there are times when he works hard that still it kicks up, because now he's, for those of y'all that don't know, he's off of all but 2 of those medications, and those are down to 10%, which that's 21 medications gone. including low blood, the blood pressure and the cholesterol meds. And I don't know if that's the client to say that, but anyway, to have him off of all that stuff. And he's, because of the health journey we've been on, he's active and doing all kinds of things now.
Oh yeah, like I'm more active now at 72 than I was at 42.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I was doing a genetic testing on one of my clients, and I asked him, I'm like, are you on a blood pressure medication? He goes, yeah. I said, doesn't it make you dizzy? He goes, how did you know? I'm like, well, you have the gene that blood pressure medication will make you dizzy. He goes, oh my God. He goes, do you know how many medication my doctor had to change it to find the one that didn't make me dizzy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, if you did your genetic testing sooner, I could have told you that.
Yeah.
Because it showed that that's what it will do. You cannot take medication because it will make you dizzy.
Well, if you would, Ani, tell people how to get a hold of you, because we're getting.
Because time's flown.
Time has flown. So how do people get a hold of you?
We'll have to have Ani back.
Well, we'll have her. Let's have her back right away on the aging expert.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to, ladies. I'm having so much fun. Like literally, I feel like we're just sitting around at the round table and just chatting.
Exactly.
Right. I love it.
That's what we want it to be. So how do people reach out to you?
So my company's name is Last Stop for Pain, and 4 is a numeric 4, like I am your last stop for pain. And laststopforpain.com, that's my website. They're welcome. The same on Instagram, LinkedIn. I do have a YouTube channel where sometimes I will put some helpful techniques or videos. But if anyone has any questions about pain or they want to ask questions, I do offer 15-minute complimentary consultation.
Okay.
And I didn't mention, I do have an online course, which is Neck Pain Relief at Your Fingertips, where I teach, it's a self-paced course where I teach self-help techniques, unique self-help techniques for neck pain relief, especially neck pain due to jaw clenching or grinding.
Oh, okay.
Which has increased dentist. I was doing the statistics reading 40% after the pandemic has increased jaw clenching and grinding and dental issues because of stress.
Yeah.
And actually 22% more women do jaw clenching and grinding because of the hormonal fluctuations.
Okay.
So I do have the online course. And if anyone's interested, I can, send you the link. You can post it somewhere. And I have created a special coupon code. It says Carol50. And it's all capital. Well, I'm like, okay, I want to do some special name. I'm like, I'll just put Carol50 where they get $50 off.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, guys, we're going to wind this up before we get just totally cut off. And I just be watching for the Aging Expert page for an interview with Ani to come up there, because I want to do that right away. And Barbara, thank you for helping us with the show today.
Ani, this was awesome. Great info.
Such a wonderful guest.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
This was a pleasure, ladies.